for today?
I am going to try to be your teacher for the day, but I bet I will learn as much from you as you will from me.
Okay, I have some assignments I need to do in teams.
Okay, so you're gonna do two things at one time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause they usually help us with our homework.
Yes, I will help you with your homework after, okay? After Mr. Whatley's finished, after Jimmy's finished, we'll do some homework with those who need help, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. All right, so I'm gonna read you a story today, and it's a really interesting story. And a couple of times during it, I'm gonna ask y'all to help me with whatever sound it is that I'm making or the story's saying, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Well, this story is called Anansi and the Turtle. So does everybody know?
Can you see me?
I can see you. I see 5 fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right there. So anyway, Anansi and the Turtle. Does everybody know what a turtle and a spider is?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Anybody, are those anybody's favorite animals?
Yes. And I like turtles.
I like
turtles. I like spiders.
Oh, you like spider. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to hear a story about one of each of them. So here we go. All right. Does everybody know where this story comes from? So Anansi stories, there's several of them.
No, wait.
From Ghana? Do you know? Yeah, from Ghana. Do you know where that is?
Right in the middle.
Right in here, right in the middle. But you see that big piece of land that it's in? It's called Africa.
Africa.
Yeah, that sounds like me. Africa. And Ghana is a country in Africa.
Africa.
Yes.
Africa, that's right. So the name Anansi comes from Twi language. So TWI is Twi. It means spider. So which one of these characters do you think is going to be the spider?
The spider?
Yeah, the spider. And what's that spider's name? I think it is Anansi. See it there? Anansi. So every time you hear about Anansi, you're going to see a spider.
Spider.
That's right.
Ooh.
All right. So let's talk about Anansi. So let's just hear a little bit about, historically what they think about Anansi. Anansi is known as a trickster. Does everybody know what a trickster might do or might be?
No, I don't know.
I think a trickster is somebody who sometimes plays tricks on people. And sometimes they're funny tricks, and sometimes they're not so funny. So just think, Anansi is a trickster. But Anansi is also a teacher because we learn a lot from the tricks that he plays on other people about how to do things right and maybe how to do things wrong. Just remember that he's somewhat of a trickster, so you got to play along with him a little bit. All right? Everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's move on to story time. Let's talk about Anansi and the Turtle. All right. Now remember, as we go through this, there's going to be some things that you're going to learn about Anansi and the Turtle. And just watch Anansi and just remember some of the tricks he plays. And then remember what the turtle does. And just listen for things because we're going to have a little question and answer at the end of it. Okay? I take that as an okay. All right, let's get right in it. So one hot summer day, Anansi the Spider picked some juicy yams from his garden. I will bake these for dinner, he thought, smiling. Does everybody know what a yam is? Who can tell me what a yam is?
Potato.
That's right. That's like a sweet potato. So you can imagine when these yams were baked, they're going to smell really good. So when the yams were baked, Anansi couldn't wait to sit down and eat. because they smelled so delicious. Just as he was about to take a bite, someone knocked on his door. Can everybody help me with that sound? What would that sound like on the door if somebody knocked on it? It's get loud. If you want to get loud, this is the best time. So somebody's knocking on his door. He was just getting ready to eat. Oh, brother, who can that be? He muttered. I wonder who it is. When he opened the door, there stood his friend Turtle, looking dusty and tired. Anansi, something smells absolutely delicious, the turtle said. I've walked a long distance today and I am tired and hungry. May I have some of your wonderful meal? Anansi sighed. It was the custom in his country to share a meal with visitors at mealtime, so he let Turtle in. Come, Turtle, I'll fix a plate for you, Anansi grumbled. Turtle saw the yummy yams sitting on the table. He licked his lips excitedly, and just about to sit down, Anansi yelled, Turtle, you can't eat with such dirty, filthy hands. Just by the way, it's a real good idea to wash your hands before you eat, isn't it? Right? Everybody's washing their hands a whole lot these days. So washing hands is good. So Turtle, you can't eat with such dirty, filthy hands. That is bad manners. You must go and wash them immediately. So Turtle's hands were extremely dirty from walking on them all day. Because you know, turtles, they got 4 hands or 4 feet or 4 whatever, but they got to walk on them. He goes, I am terribly sorry, Anansi. You're absolutely right. I'll go wash my hands and be right back. The turtle slowly crawled down to the river, quickly washed his hands, and slowly crawled back to Anansi's house. Meanwhile, as soon as Turtle had left, Anansi started gobbling up the yams. That might be a trick he pulled on him. So by the time Turtle returned, half the yams were gone. There were this many, and now there's only this many. What took you so long, Turtle? Asked Anansi. I didn't want the yams to get cold, so I started eating. Come help yourself to some. They are so delicious. Turtle says, Great, I'm starving, Turtle exclaimed. Then as Turtle sat down and reached for the yams, what is Anansi going to do? You think he's going to play a trick? I think he's going to play a trick.
Yeah, play a trick.
He's going to play a trick. He shrieked, My goodness, Turtle, your hands are still filthy. I insist that you go wash them again. Well, Turtle's hands were dirty because, after all, he had to use them to crawl to and back from the river. Slowly, Turtle gets up from the table and left to wash his hands again. This time, on his way back to Anansi's house, he crawled on the grass so that his hands would stay clean. See, he was trying to be really nice, wasn't he? And show up with clean hands. So when Turtle returned, he could not believe his eyes. The yams were all gone. Greedy Anansi had finished eating all of them. Not very nice, was it? Look at Anansi real quick in that picture. There are almost no yams left, and look at his tummy. That is one full spider, isn't it? And Turtle still looks hungry. So Turtle stared at Anansi in disbelief and remarked, Thank you so much for inviting me to dinner. If you're ever in my neighborhood, please come by my house and let me return the favor. With that, Turtle crawled home, very disappointed. All right, so can you see what they're doing now? The turtle's relaxing. Here comes Anansi. Weeks passed, and Anansi could not see Turtle. One day, Anansi remembered Turtle's dinner invitation and grew excited at the thought of a free meal. This is a good day to visit Turtle, thought Anansi. So he set off for Turtle's house. Turtle was stretched out, relaxing and sunning on a big flat rock when Anansi arrived. Does anybody want to help me read what Turtle says? Somebody help me out. You want me to read it, or can somebody help? Larissa, can you help me?
Hello, Anansi, said Turtle. What a lovely surprise. Have you come to have dinner with me?
Oh, that was very well done. That was really good. Yeah. So Turtle's being really nice, isn't he? So then what does Anansi say? Anybody want to do Anansi for me this time? Trent, you're on, or somebody?
Why, yes. Turtle, I have the long walk to Turtle's house had made Anansi even hungry and before done.
Very well done. Thank you so much for that. All right, so I'll get us through the next part. So, well, said Turtle, I'll go prepare something special for you. So Turtle dove underwater to his house to get everything ready for dinner. Anansi made himself comfortable lying on the rock and waiting for Turtle to return. Soon Turtle reappeared. All set, he said. Anansi, dinner is ready. Come join me. So Turtle dove down again. Anansi jumped into the water to follow Turtle, but he couldn't get down to Turtle's house. So why couldn't he get down to Turtle's house underwater?
He can't breathe underwater. He was too light. Can't breathe underwater.
Yeah, he has a trouble breathing underwater. And the other thing, he's probably too light, right? He doesn't weigh enough. So he tried to swim down, then he tried to dive down, but he was too light to get to the bottom of the river. Look at him. What's he going to do now? Instead, Anansi keeps floating back up to the surface again and again. What could he possibly do to get underwater for dinner? Suddenly, he had an idea. There were lots of stones scattered along the riverbank. Anansi gathered up some of the biggest ones. One by one, he put them in his pocket, or put them in the pockets of his overcoat. Then he jumped back in the water, and guess what? The weight of the stones made him so heavy that he finally sank down to Turtle's house. Here he comes, down to the house. Turtle was already slowly eating his meal. Anansi Turtle exclaimed, "You finally made it. Come eat." Anansi saw Turtle's table full of delicious food. Anansi was so hungry. He drooled at the sight. That's hungry. He drooled at the sight. He sat down and hungrily reached for some food. Turtle stopped him instantly. "Anansi, aren't you forgetting something?" Turtle snapped. "What?" answered Anansi, looking puzzled. "Surely you're not going to eat dinner with your coat on," Turtle answered. "That's just not proper." "Oh, of course, you're right, Turtle. Where are my manners?" Anansi responded, taking his coat off with the rocks in it. What do you think is going to happen? Anybody tell me?
He float back up.
He's going to float back up. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
And look at all that food he's missing. There's a cake. It looks like Jello. And are those cowfish?
Fish. The turtle tricked him.
He tricked him, didn't he? Let's see what happens. All right. Can everybody yell? Zoom.
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 Zoom. Right back up to the surface he went. Without the rocks in his coat pockets to hold him down, Anansi floated up, 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 and popped out of the water. Now Anansi could only dunk his head into the water and stare at Turtle below, eating up every bit of that tasty meal. All the way, Turtle had a sly smile on his face. Why do you think he had a smile on his face?
Because he tricked him.
He tricked Turtle. He tricked Anansi back, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Nancy grumbled all the way home, hungry and wet. So they both missed a meal in this story, but I bet they learned something. So let's figure out what they might have learned. All right. So does anybody know what the moral of a story is? The moral, M-O-R-A-L. There it is right there. And you can read it. The answer is kind of right there on the page. What does it say? What is a moral of a story?
What it teaches you.
When it's right or wrong.
That's right. It teaches you something about being right or wrong. Remember when we started at the beginning, we heard that we had a trickster in here who was also going to teach us some stuff. So that's what Anansi has done, is that they've taught us something. So what do you think the moral of Anansi and the turtle is? Let's hear from everybody. So Larissa, what do you think?
Do on to others and to want them do unto do you.
That's right. That sounds like the golden rule there. That's right. What else? Anybody else? Amir? Or was that you? I think that might have been you.
That was me.
Yeah, that was you. I knew because you had such a good answer. All right. Larissa, are you still with me? Do you agree with Amir?
Can you hear me?
I can now, yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's a good answer. Anybody else? Trent or anybody?
Trent is a male.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Is he the trickster?
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else on got an answer for me?
I got
All right. All right. If you think of another answer, tell me. One moral could be, I think you said it very well. If you want to be treated like a friend, you got to act like one, don't you?
Yeah.
That's right. All right. So here's some questions for us as we finish up. All right. Who had the dirty hands?
the turtle.
The turtle did. And that's because he walks on them, right? He has 4 hands or feet, and that's how he gets around. I guess he swims too. All right, so let's go to the next question. This one's
So I
harder.
have a quick question. So I
Yeah.
see some of you guys can write on the screen. You guys are able to write because I see somebody's writing. Is that you, Anil? Is that you writing? That was you, Anil? No? It said iPad was writing.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, nice.
Thank
maybe I pressed something.
Okay, thank you. All right,
Very-
so we're gonna continue. I'm gonna mute my.
All right, thank you, Wendy. Okay, so we figured out that the turtle had the dirty hands. So we'll go to the next question. That was good that you remembered that. So what did Anansi eat before turtle could have any? Was it cake or was it yams?
Yams.
Yams it was.
Yams.
Anybody see anything different?
Yams.
Yams. They look good, don't they? Does the cake look better or the yams? I don't know.
The yams.
That's smart. And it's healthy for you. Good for you too. All right, let's go to the next question. See how well y'all are listening. So what did Anansi eat or put in his pocket? Excuse me. I think, what did Anansi put in his pockets to get heavy?
Stones. Stones.
Stones.
I bet if you put the right yams in, you'd sink too, wouldn't you?
Stones. Stones.
That's right. He had stones in his pocket. So that brings up a question. Which one of these lives in the water?
Turtle.
The turtle.
Turtle.
Turtle, I said. Turtle.
Everybody said turtle. That was really good. Y'all were really listening to this, and I appreciate that. Well, all right. Well, I think we're at the end of our story. Everybody did really well. So what do y'all think?
Good.
I like the story.
Me too. I like this story.
It was a sweet story at the end. We learned a lot.